Hey, what is up, my name is Fire, and today I have some Titanfall 2. Now, I understand this video may seem a bit different and out of the ordinary for my channel, but I do want to talk a bit about Titanfall 2. Now, I have EA access, and I think my EA access is actually going to run out in like a month or so. It's running out very soon anyway, but overall, if you do have EA access, you get Titanfall 2 for free. You can download the game, you can play it 100%. It's the full game. It's not like a trial or anything where you only have like 10 hours or so to play it. You get the full game here, and I decided to download it, and this was actually about a month ago that I decided to download it, and I planned to do this video pretty much a month ago, but I'm going with it today because I had this gameplay left over on my computer and I really wanted to talk about this game and just talk about how I really feel about the game and the possibility of a Titanfall 3. Now today, I was really surprised that I actually found out that there's quite a big community for Titanfall, believe it or not. Titanfall 2 actually has a decent amount of people in this game and loving this game and loving this franchise, which is kind of crazy because a lot of people look at Titanfall as a dead series or a dead franchise or just dead games in general. One of the biggest complaints when it came to the original Titanfall is that there wasn't enough content, there wasn't a whole lot of content and stuff for you to do. With Titanfall 2, honestly, I feel as though that's kind of the same. Now, this is my personal opinion, but it doesn't feel like there's a whole lot for me to dig at or look at here. It kind of feels like the original Titanfall with plus a little bit of DLC that should cost like £5 or so. That's my opinion what it should be, or that's my opinion what it is like. Of course, there is new maps, there's better graphics and all this other stuff, which yeah, I do agree with, and I do think it deserves a title as a new game. But with the weaponry and the amount of stuff you have to do, it kind of feels like there's just a little bit added on there. It doesn't really feel like there's too much content and too much for you to grind into in this game. Now, there is an absolute shit ton of camos, I'll admit that, but a lot of the camos in the game don't really have much worth to them. A lot of them are really just plain camos until you get to the last ones, which are more the DLC camos where you have to pay real money to actually get. So yeah, I like Titanfall, but I feel as though they're kind of repeating the same pattern that they kind of promised that they were going to get away from the original Titanfall. They didn't really do that. Now, I do like the Titan system and I do like the way it's very unique. No other game really does this, and Titanfall is an extremely unique game, especially when the original Titanfall came out. Now, in 2017 nowadays, it's really not too original. Now, the Titans are still, I guess, original. No other game really does that, except Advanced Warfare with that Goliath thing, whatever the hell they were trying to do with that score streak. But overall, with every single new Call of Duty game at the moment, except for World War II, of course, Advanced Warfare, Black Ops 3, IW, a lot of Pacific FPS games are going into the future and going with that more futuristic movement because that was very interesting and innovative for the time. But nowadays, it's really just boring and lackluster, and a lot of people don't like that style of game. But in Titanfall, they do something different. They really do have a feel different, and the movement and the way Titanfall feels, I love. And another big plus to this game is it has an FOV slider. That is amazing, and that was one thing that really made me want to download this game. Believe it or not, if a game has an FOV slider, I'm more likely to download it. That may seem stupid and may seem silly, but it makes a big difference in my eyes. Just something as simple as being able to see more, because you can, I don't know, it brings out a better feel, and it makes you feel like an absolute god when you're running through the game. You feel like you're moving at the speed of light. It feels amazing. I love FOV sliders, and this is something that I think Call of Duty really needs, and something that I really want. Now that I've talked about my opinions on the game, I basically just want to say here if I think Titanfall 3 is going to be a thing. Now, Titanfall 2, of course, was not the greatest game, and I think it was also the release time that they kind of released that. I don't think it really sold that good, but there's still a thriving community for this franchise, and Respawn has kind of stopped. Like, they're still putting out some stuff for the rest of 2017, and they're still gonna update the game continuously until their next big project comes out, whatever that may be, if it's Titanfall 3, if it's whatever other game they're going to produce. But you can see that they are spending a lot of time on their new game. It's evident to see that because they're not really supporting Titanfall 2 as much. The support for Titanfall 2 and the updates and different things has really slowed down as of recently, so you can tell they are working on something. It's not like the company just sits there and does nothing. You know, we're just gonna take a break here for like a year or so. We'll start our next game like next year. You know, that's our New Year's resolution. They don't do that. Companies don't do that. Companies are constantly working and constantly at work, if that's updating their game that's already out, or working on the next game, working on the game after the next game. Whatever it is, companies are constantly working and constantly have ideas flowing in their minds and heads. Now when it comes to Titanfall 3, I think there is a possibility of them making a Titanfall 3. I think the possibility isn't that high, and I don't think it's gonna be an absolute yes that they're gonna make it. Like, from seeing a success from a game such as like PUBG or something. If they were gonna make a sequel of like a game of PUBG, I don't really know how they can make a sequel of that. But if they were gonna make another game, it will be somewhat similar to that style of game, because they can see that that style of game has worked. But when it comes to Titanfall, it gained hype, there's no doubt about it, and there still is a thriving community for this game, which personally I'm not a part of because I don't really play Titanfall, but I do understand that there's a lot of people that love this game and love this franchise. So I do think if they come out with the Titanfall 3, improve the game, add more content, just really innovate and make this game really stand out among the rest, I think there could be a lot of new people and a lot of new incomers to the Titanfall franchise, and I think it could bring in a whole new and a whole lot to the player base. Anyway guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to smack that like button down below and subscribe for some Call of Duty content. And yeah, I'll see you guys next one. Peace out.